Hi everyone. I am going to do a quick introduction to the annotated archive assignment. I spent some time today, which is Thursday, April 11th, just going through and adding all of our assignments to Canvas and posting them to the modules. So if you go in and see, the modules have like all of the individual assignments posted now, the iSearch paper, the class participation reflections, and the annotated archive and thematic reflections, an essay, all of the things. The only things that I'm still posting are the class participation declarations for each week, which I will do my best to get those up quickly, just to have everything there so you can sort of see where you're at in terms of the points and keep yourself on track, and work ahead if needed, but not if not needed. But this video, I wanted to talk about the annotative archive. So this is a assignment that I thought of basically in the context of previous classes that I've taught on digital history, where we have used UCSD as our source. So we've looked at the digitized collection of student newspapers that's available from the UCSD library. So what I wanted to do for this class is really look at UCSD as a site of women's history, so historical significance to women's history, and finding sources through the digitized collections that help to explain that in some way. So it could be a person, it could be a site on campus that's relevant to women in some way, it could be a department, it could be, some sort of connection that UCSD has to a larger movement. There's, open-ended possibilities. So what will happen is that, this annotated archive declaration has all the details about what the assignment entails. But basically what you're going to be doing is searching the UCSD history collection. That's one of the digitized collections at Geisel. And I will show you what that looks like. So it's a huge collection. It has all these, collections within the collection. So this is the one I recommend starting with. Folks who have taken that digital history class with me will be familiar with this, the UCSD Student Newspapers collection. You could search this by keyword. So it could be, a topic that you're interested in, a person you're interested in. You can search it there and it will come up with, information for you. You can also check out what else we have in this collection. So there's a whole bunch of photographs, there's recordings, sound recordings, there's a whole set of oral histories relating to the Scripps Institute, and then also oral histories relating to UCSD. Just tons of stuff. One thing I thought of was that possibly even searching like the names of the buildings you visit every day on campus and seeing who they're named for, and then seeing if you can find more about that particular person. Oftentimes they are named for men, but their wives or family members are also important figures on campus too. So that's one idea. I also linked to a separate collection that's not included in that UCSD history collection, which is this Bare Facts newsletter. So Bare Facts is the newsletter of the Oceanids, which is it says it's a service and social organization promoting friendship and services to the UC San Diego community. It began as an organization of wives, family members of faculty at Scripps and then at UCSD. So it is, essentially a women's organization. So that's one interesting resource. They have all their newsletters digitized up until 2007, and they have, current newsletters on their website because it is an organization that still exists today. So those are the two suggestions for what I want you to do. You can also search in the general library digital collections, which I've linked to as well on that declaration page. But just keep in mind that the UCSD library has a ton of stuff, and not all of it is relevant to UCSD. Some of it is older historical stuff. Some of it is, it's really very specific to a particular person's papers or research. You know, like we have Alice Notley's artworks, we have the records of the Alaska Commercial Company, you know, American Friends Service Committee. Like there's really interesting things here that might be of interest to you, but for this particular assignment, just make sure it is relevant to UCSD in some way. It illustrates something about the campus's history or the community's history, not just that it's housed at UCSD. That's not enough of a relevance. Yeah, I think that's it. So what you'll be doing is just posting to a Padlet once you've found your resource. And so posting a link to the resource and then explaining the basics of what it is, just for, you know, people who are being introduced to this topic, and then add a three to four sentence paragraph explaining why you think it's significant for us as we understand UCSD as a site of women's history. So that is the overview of the Annotated Archive project. I am excited to see what you find and excited to sort of come up with a compilation of resources that are directly related to women's history here on campus. There's something pretty powerful, I think, about researching the place where you are. So hopefully you'll find it interesting and unique and just a fun way to learn more about the campus itself. So one last thing before I stop this video. We are scheduled, I have it on the schedule on our modules here, on Wednesday of week 6 to actually go and visit the UCSD Special Collections and Archives in person. So we'll get an overview and introduction to the archives from Heather Smedberg, who is an archivist there. We will get to see some of the objects that we might be searching for in person and get to sort of hold them and handle them and touch them, which is pretty cool. So this assignment isn't due till the middle of week 9, Wednesday of week 9. So if, you know, I think week 6 is probably like the signal say, if you haven't thought about it yet, think about it and maybe you'll find something interesting at the library to get into more. Okay, that's it. Let me know if y'all have any questions and I will follow up with you about this in class. And have a great weekend. Bye.